Grand Rising Soul Family Soul Tribe. It is almost 6:45ish in the morning. I think sun is coming up behind me. Today is post-op surgery appointment. A little nervous, but it is what it is, right? So this is what we do. So, lately there's been a lot of negative energy floating around. And this morning when I first woke up, I had just like a little sentence like pop into my head. And it's very weird because I really haven't, besides my friend and I talking. Sorry about that, y'all. It's the base of this shit, you know. Here we go. So, this morning's thought, which threw me off, is how many bullet fragments? What? Bullet fragments? So I looked it up because that was literally like I had just woke up, walked into the bathroom, and was sitting down on the toilet to use the restroom, and that thought popped in my head, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from? So, some very dark energy floating through, and I'm still trying to piece that one together on why the fragments of bullets matter. So, we're going to ask our cards to find out for certain because that doesn't sound right. So, universe. Any more? The egrets are out this morning. Cattle egrets, they're birds. Any more? Okay, it looks like we have a total of 7 this morning. So we know this is going to be a good one, especially for the energy that's been pulled. We've got the deer, which is gentleness. We've got the ant. We've got the skunk. We've got the prairie dog. We've got the weasel reversed. We've got the dog, which is loyalty. And we've got the swan, which is grace. This is interesting. Most of them are upright except for the weasel. Okay, so I'm seeing medicine bags, arrowheads, bones, different types of bones, lots of feathers, some tassels, some beads, some teeth, a shell, and stars. Okay, so, and some claws. And what looks like coral, or branches of twigs, something like that. All right, diving right into this. Let's go with weasel first. Okay, weasel stands for stealth. Is contrary weasel in your cards? If so, look out for intrigue. Someone may be using covert tactics to weasel into the henhouse. Perhaps you should lock your doors and dress your teenager like a nun. Or perhaps you may be lying to yourself about something you know to be true. This can be a lie on any level. For instance, storming the refrigerator at 3 a.m. and telling yourself no one will notice the half-eaten portion of pie. If you scratch someone else's automobile in a parking lot, leave a note. Don't slink away just because you can. Honesty to self and others is the utmost importance. Another message of Reverse Weasel is to acknowledge why you have been doubting your feelings. Weasel Upright observes all actions, feelings, and situations with keen senses. In the contrary, those abilities of observation are dulled until confusion sets in. When you don't know how you feel or what is occurring around you, doubt becomes the barrier to your progress. Then you may find a bit of paranoia seeping into your life. If you want to right the situation, start by shaking the dullness out of your head and observing the obvious. No one can fool you if you watch your step, honor your knowing, seek the hidden reasons, and use the direction in the process. Okay, so I'm getting out of this. Someone may be using so the phrase "someone may be using covert tactics to weasel their way into the hen house" sticks out. So you need to dress your teenager like a nun. Okay, if that's the case, no, but that person doesn't need to be in your house. Period. When you are doubting your feelings, trust your intuition. Your intuition's going to guide you where you need to go. Okay? And observe what is, not what you want. Observe what is. Okay, and then we're going to Prairie Dog. And I want to say I know what Prairie Dog is, but my brain just does not register at the moment. It's Retreat. Okay. If Prairie Dog has surfaced in your cards today, it may be a warning that your body's fuel gauge is running low. You may need a day of silence or a retreat from regular activities before you become too exhausted to carry on. Have you put your basic needs at the bottom of the to-do list? Burning the candle at both ends may weaken the punch you can normally pack when tackling the tasks at hand. Take a much-needed break before you crash and burn. Prairie Dog teaches you that in order to access gifts of inspiration and renewal, you must be at peace with yourself and rested enough to recognize the blessings being offered. If you've been battling a situation without gaining ground, Prairie Dog reminds you that pushing too hard can create a resistance that does not allow for interaction. Take a break. Okay, so I can already see this one right here. This is saying that whoever this is for, and it's not, I can't say it's for me because my ass has been cooped up in my room for the last 2 days, resting as much as possible, but I have been doing my diamond art and watching movies, things like that. But whoever this is for, you need to take a break. You need to get out of your way. Go watch a movie, go sit down and do absolutely nothing. Like, my plan after I go to the doctor today is see what I'm cleared on, because I so want to get back to the beach. Like, I want to go to the beach, I want to dip in the water. And I know for like another 4 weeks, I can't do that. And it's really annoying, right? But at 8:38, but I know it's necessary for me. Okay. Give it a rest. After a comfortable and relaxed time, you can return with a fresh perspective. In the meantime, the dynamics of the situation may have changed because your retreat allows the present challenge to work itself out. There is ample strength available if you quit pushing and go with the flow. Prairie Dog says its tunnels run both ways. Now it's time to choose the backdoor exit for some rest and relaxation. And that right there kind of tells me that, hold on, message coming in. Okay, so what I'm being told is rest and relaxation does not mean being on your phone, does not mean to be doing anything. That just means literally just being present in the moment and observing the environments around you and listening to nature. And we now have a plover who's joined us. and just observe how you feel in the day. Just observe. Okay? Because you're going to find what you're missing, and that means actually getting in touch with your body, which means like you can meditate and feel your body at the same time. That's what a part of meditation is to sit there and literally just focus inward and see where your mind is running, why it's running, things like that. Okay, next is skunk. Skunk medicine. I love skunk. Skunk is one of my favorite smells, along with gasoline. Don't ask me why. I'm still trying to figure that one out. That's snake. We need skunk. Skunk is reputation. Okay. Shall we talk about reputation? Because, I mean, there has been many years that people have automatically assumed they know me. And then when they got to know me, I'm a completely different person than what they saw. 11, thanks. You know, I try to walk my talk as much as possible, because if I don't walk my talk, then I'm living a lie, right? So there's that. You know what skunk is? Walking your talk. Skunk is teaching you that by walking your talk and by respecting yourself, you will create a position of strength and honored reputation. The carriage of your body relates to others with what you believe about yourself. There is no need to bully, aggravate, torment, or overpower other beings when your sense of self is intact. As with skunk, the resonant field of energy around your body is relayed through the senses. Self-esteem permeates the body's energy and is instantly recognized at an extrasensory level by others. And this is where it's funny, because I thought I was always open with people, right? I was, open and mindful, just taking care of myself, And I had a friend tell me one time that, no, I come off very cold, like, respect me or walk the fuck away. And it's true, And I can see where that repels people, because I do stand in my truth. I do walk my talk. I do, hold people accountable for this shit, My nose is itching. Somebody's thinking about me, or somebody's watching me. One of the two. Anyways. And I believe that wholeheartedly, that, walking your talk and holding people accountable for their shit at 1313, is where it needs to be. And I just did that to one of my friends the other day. They called me up and they're like, I'm going to call you. I was like, okay, you have an issue with being consistent. I said, and if you don't call me like you say you're going to and hold yourself accountable, I will call you and I will rip you up one side and down the other. This person knows I don't joke around when I talk. And I got the phone call the very next day. It wasn't because I was being rude about it. He just knew that I mean what I say. And if you're not going to follow through, then bye, see you later. So it's how you perceive it's how you are yourself, but it's how other people perceive you that's going to throw people off. Because they're going to see it one way, you're going to know who you are, and then somebody else is going to see you a different way. So it's all up on how you feel internally about yourself than what everybody else is going to perceive. So your reputation is going to precede you no matter what. So if you are known as, this cold, detached kind of person, what did they do to get that cold and detached person? Or if they know you as this loving, caring person that's going to go out of their way for you, what did they do? It's things like that that people don't take into consideration. Anyways, back to this. Let's see here. Learn to assert without ego what you are. Respect follows. Your self-respectful attitude will repel those who are not of like mind, and yet will attract those who choose the same pathway. As the odor of skunk attracts others of its kind, it repels those who will not respect its space. Skunk medicine people have the ability to attract others, and they are very charismatic. At the same time, the other side of their neutral power is to repel those who seek to take energy from them without recycling the gifts they have taken. Skunk medicine people also know how to use the energy flows that will attract the lover. Some people call this sexual magic, as it is akin to the musk scent that animals secrete to attract the mate. It can be dangerous to leak sexual energy if you are not looking for a mate. It puts you in a games condition that might feed your ego, but not how others feel about you. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute, because that right there says a lot. Okay, so when it says you leak sexual energy, okay, leaking energy of any kind, like if you haven't, I'm gonna just rile myself here. It's been 5 years, going on 6, since I've had an actual partner that I have connected full body with. Okay. Do I miss it? Not as much as I miss the intimacy. Okay. But if you go long periods of time without even taking care of yourself, be that masturbation, be using, some kind of tools, things like that, you leak that energy. Now, you can use that energy when you masturbate, and you can call in when a partner, you can call in, your manifestations. You can use that magic for other things than what it's for. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. But there is people out there who are looking for that leaking energy because they want to take it and not give back. And it sounds really strange, but it's so true. And then there are some people who just need it and are willing to give back, but that's also hard to find. So there's that portion. If you are attracting others who have an interest in you, you are in a sense saying, I'm available. This can cause hard feelings when the truth comes out. It also leaks energy that you could have used in a more constructive way. In skunk medicine, it is good to learn how to handle energy flows. Modern psychologists call this body language. In tribal teachings, this is your personal medicine which you are showing to others. Use your medicine well and know that you are known by your reputation. How you use your energy will attract either honor or disgrace. You may want to examine what energy you are putting out that creates your present situation. If you have chosen this symbol, you are asked to notice the kinds of people who are attracted to you. If they emulate favorable characteristics, have enough self-esteem to recognize the traits within yourself. And this is where looking at another person as like a mirror, what you like in them is something that you like in yourself, which is something you dislike in yourself, that's also something that person is showing you. So each person can be a mirror, but there's going to be those people that are not mirrors and that will help further your growth even more. Okay? Walk tall and be proud of the accomplishments you have made. Bear in mind that what you believe about yourself is your ultimate projection. Project self-respect. So, the more you sit there and hold yourself accountable for your things, and the more you sit there and hold people to their things and actually walk around and do your things the way you need, like the way you present yourself and the way that people respect you, tells you a lot about you. Okay? I can't tell you enough. Okay, ant. Okay, ant. Ant is patience. We're having issues with patience again. Okay. All right, if ant has meandered into your spread today, it is time to show a little trust and patience in some life situation. You may have forgotten that you will always receive that which you need at the time you need it most. If it is not on the horizon or just around the next anthill, you may need to use some strategy. How can you put to use your power of creation until it arrives? Whatever it means to you at that time. Ant is working for the good of the whole. Are you? And when it says whole, are you working for the whole of humanity, or are you working just for yourself? If you are, be assured that the whole wants the same goodness for you, and that it will be provided. So, patience is a virtue that not very many of us have. I am one of those. I'm very impatient at times. I get it. I see it. I understand it. You're loved, honored, respected. Oh, my hair's everywhere. We're falling out. Okay. The next one is dear, which we know dear is gentleness. Okay. If dear is gently nudged its way into your cards today, you are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change and love them as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with the sacred mountain, your centering place of serenity, and Great Spirit will guide you. So what I'm taking from this is whatever situation that you are in, there is a way around it. But for me personally, I'm very blunt, very in your face about it. I don't beat around the bush because it doesn't do me any good. Okay? And so when it comes to that, I have to sit there and I have to look at other ways that I should be looking at a situation. And sometimes it's not always what I think it should be. And this is where getting out and centering will be my best bet when the time comes. But being the warm and caring is you can approach it from a better aspect. You can show them that you are still warm and caring, even though the situation at hand is not pleasant. Like the one lady here in the neighborhood who calls me hippo and fat ass. She hasn't done it since, but I laughed because I was used to that from high school, and this is a repeat cycle I'm noticing. But I told her, God bless you. And it made her even more mad because I wasn't responding the way she was hoping I would respond. That's all it is. So maybe that's what people aren't understanding, is you can still respond and react, but it can be warm and caring at the same time. Kill them with kindness. And see, and this is where my brain was sitting there, and I was like, maybe if I do petty kindness baskets for people who are petty. And when I say petty kindness baskets, I mean like somebody who's being extra petty that day, being petty back to them, but in a kind way. It's just something that I was thinking. It was funny. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Dog is loyalty. All right. In examining dog medicine, you might find that you have fond personal memories of owning and loving dog as a pet. The message that dog is trying to give you is that you must delve deeply into your sense of service to others. Canines are generally service-oriented animals and are devoted to their owners with a sense of loyalty that supersedes how they are treated. If dog has been yelled at or paddled, it still returns love to the person who has the source of its bad treatment, This does not come from stupidity, but rather from a deep and compassionate understanding of human shortcomings. This is why I say that dogs are unconditional love no matter how much you hurt them, whereas cats are your assholes because they only think of themselves, right? There's that anyways. So it is as if a tolerant spirit dwells in the heart of every canine that asks only to be of service. You can also see that dogs have had the loyalty beaten out of them. They cower and cry at the slightest look of disapproval, but this is not their normal nature. Some varieties of dogs have even been trained against their natures to be brutal and vicious. Out of the sense of service, these breeds have adopted the attack-oriented desires of their owners. They carry an altered genetic memory of what service means if they are approved of by their masters. Dog medicine asks you to look at how readily your sense of loyalty is countermanded by your need for approval. If you have pulled the dog card, there are several questions you need to consider depending on the situation at which you are asking. 1. Have I recently forgotten what I owe my allegiance to, my personal truth in life? 2. Is it possible that gossip or the opinions of others have jaded my loyalty to a certain friend or group? 3. Have I denied or ignored someone who is trying to be my loyal friend? And 4. Have I been loyal and true to my goals? So, these questions are very much real and very much needed by people. And for me personally, one of them sticks out, and I'm going to have to go dive deep into that one. So there is that. But other than that, just